What's up, guys, and welcome back to Planet 2. We are back here, and we've got an exciting episode ahead of us. So, you guys know the zoo is doing fantastic. Like, literally everything is going to plan. We have a beautiful laid out zoo here. I feel like we've really done a good job with kind of the pathways and stuff. I don't know, like this is a zoo that I would definitely want to visit and come hang out in. But we are going to be adding our next habitat today, and I honestly, like, I hate to say this, but I feel like we're getting towards the end of this Oasis Zoo. So here in franchise mode, we have the Zootopia franchise. The Oasis Zoo is a sector of that, and it's the African sector. But I think it's going to be time to move on fairly soon. We need to expand to new regions, expand to new animals, that sort of thing. I'm not sure if new regions actually unlock new animals. I have no clue. But when I'm looking at the animal market here, I mean, when we're looking at stuff that you can only buy with cash, I'm not counting conservation credits because it's really hard to come up with those. I mean, you guys can see we haven't had any mandrills yet, but we've got black bears, grizzly bears. We already did those in the beta. We've had aardvarks. We currently have aardvarks. Saltwater crocs. I guess we could do the hyenas. We could do some turtles, but we've already kind of done those turtles. Like, a lot of these animals we've already done. I guess there are some, like the American bison might be interesting. Komodo dragon might be interesting. So I guess there might be a couple of episodes left. But we're definitely starting to see less variety in the market. So I'm curious to see what happens with that. Obviously, we aren't going to be able to stay here in Africa forever. And I wonder, I'm assuming if you go to new areas, you're going to be able to unlock new animals to be able to bring into your zoo. I'm not sure. You guys let me know if you know. But for now, we already have our next animals. So if we come into our storage right here, you guys will see, well, why do we have a Jimsbach in storage? We're going to put him over in there. But we've got two hippopotamus. We've got Nemono. She's a female. She's 19 years old, and she's got some pretty good genetics. And then we've got Dumaka. Not as good of genetics, but he does have a big size gene, which I'm kind of excited about. And he's about 21 years old. I believe they live to be about 40. Let's check here. Where do you see it? Species data. Life expectancy is 51 years. At 40 years old, you're not going to be able to have any babies anymore. So they've got about half of their fertile life left. So hopefully we're going to be able to get some babies out of them. And it looks like 8 months to have babies, 24 months of the period in between. So hopefully we might be able to have a few sets of babies as time goes on here. But let's go ahead and do this. All right, sounds good to me. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get started here. You guys know we need a grade 4 fence, which is pretty serious. We don't need any land. We need all 1,000 square meters of water, and we need to keep it from 10 to 37 degrees Celsius. So let me take a look here. We don't even have enough area in here to be able to house these guys. So I think we might make this a giant U. That actually might be kind of interesting to kind of loop it around this way. So I'm gonna edit this. This enclosure a little bit, and then we'll work our way from there. So I'm gonna have this come around this way. I mean, we don't need to be too crazy with the size of it. So I'm gonna have it come like that, and then I'm gonna think that we probably want it straight from here. We could kind of have a little pathway come down this way, and then we might have gone one too far there. Then we can kind of bring it back around this way. Go ahead and extend the length of this, and we're gonna try to make it look nice and have it loop all the way back to be able to complete it. All right, that's not bad. We probably want this curve to be a little sharper. We could improve on this. There we go. I think something like that's a lot better. And let's see overall, how big is this? We've got 1,900 square meters. So we are gonna have enough space to be able to add a ton of water, obviously, but then we're also gonna be able to add a little bit of land area, kind of a little beachy area and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and set up a habitat gate right here. We could probably, well, let's set up a pathway. We're gonna have a pathway come off of this. Probably something like that. Looks pretty solid. And then we can take our habitat gate and we could put this somewhere along in here. Oh shoot, we already have a habitat gate. I'm an idiot. All right, we don't even need that. Okay, cool. So at least we have that there. We can put some plants there, make it look a little bit nicer, and then we could make another little habitat over here when we're ready for it. But all right, so we've got we've got our little enclosure here. Now, what do we want to do? Obviously, we need a ton of water. So we're gonna need a very aggressive divot in here, and we're just gonna kind of go to work. I'm not even gonna make an underground viewing area. We did it for the hippos previously. We did it for the crocs in this zoo, and nobody even really uses it. Maybe if we have more animals over on this side of the zoo, more people will start using it, but I don't know. I've been a little bit disappointed with how that's worked. So actually, you know what, we probably want to go a little lighter here, since that's where the habitat gate is. Let's start with a lighter intensity. This is going to be their beach area, and then this is where it's going to get deep over here. Slowly taper it off a little bit like that, and then that's when we can start dropping it a lot, and then we can take our little thing here. It's kind of hard to manipulate this stuff, to be honest, to get it to do exactly what you want. So we're gonna mess around with this a little bit, and I'll see you guys in a sec. Get it all the way up next to the fence, just like that. Oh shoot, we don't want to take down our lazy beach access though. This is going pretty well so far. Just gonna kind of give them a large water area. We're gonna have to set up maybe a little island or something for them to be able to lounge on, but I feel like that's pretty solid. Let me see what happens if we throw some water in here. We could do it that high, which is a bit too high. I'm thinking something like this. That way they do have a bit of a beach area. The problem is I don't know if it's gonna let us put down. Let me see here. I'm gonna take a look at habitat. We're gonna look at hippopotamus. I don't know if it's gonna let us put down like feeding things and stuff, because it usually doesn't like it if it's not exactly flat. But I guess we could put a trough right here, and we could put a little water spout next to it. All right, that's not bad. So we've got those there, and then we already know some of the things that they like to use. So like we could put a rubbing pillar. Shoot, see, yeah, it's kind of hard to place stuff. I might make a little island out here. So let's not desert. Let's delete this water, and we might sculpt a little something out here. Or we could just build like a ledge, kind of like we had for the crocs. I feel like that's kind of nice. Let's actually. Yeah, let's get it up to this height though. So all this is gonna be flat to the rest of the zoo, and then we're gonna have the beach area, which we probably need to pull a little of this up just to make it a slightly more gradual decline, so they can kind of slowly get in there. I guess we can flatten to the surface. It's never really gonna be perfect. Just looking for a bit of a gradual decline and to make it just kind of natural like this. Kind of fill in some of these holes down here. Okay, that looks pretty good. And now, I mean, we can move these things back. I had to move them to be able to flatten out that area. But now we're definitely gonna have a lot of room to be able to place things. So like if we come in here to our habitat, we're gonna be able to, well, we're definitely gonna want the cooler. Probably gonna want, can you put coolers underwater? I'm not even sure. I'm gonna put the cooler up here. That's a good spot for it. And then what was their ideal temp? 10 to 37 degrees. So I'm gonna say let's make this like let's make this a nice 30. Keep them a little more cool, and then they can obviously go in the water if they get even more cold than that. But that looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and keep flattening this out a little bit, kind of through here. Might even make this go all the way to the edge, so people can see him kind of sunbathing over here, which is kind of cool. Speaking of which, we definitely need to increase our fence. I almost messed that up. We need a level 4 fence, which is gonna be, I guess, brick. We could do brick, but let's raise it up a little bit, and then that way we can put some windows in there. Look at that, perfect height. It actually matches up exactly with the railings at the top of this thing, so you're gonna be able to see right down in with no issues, which is kind of cool. So we've got that. Go ahead and put our water back in, I believe. I think we're ready for it. So again, that might be too much. I think that's a good amount. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. So let me see what we're working with. Do we have enough water? It says we've got no water area. That doesn't make any sense. Also, what just happened here? Got some vet research being completed on those Gemsbach. Dude, that's taken a really long time, I'm not gonna lie. We definitely need to improve on that a little bit. I'm gonna put these guys, oh shoot, we need to bring our hippos in first. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's bring these guys in. I feel like we're pretty much ready. I can't believe it. We might need a little bit more water. The water's looking a little low, but overall the habitat is looking pretty good. So we've got our first one coming in here. Let's see what they think. I think we probably could use a little bit more water, and we might want a little bit deeper water. Wow, that's the female. The male's gonna be even bigger than that. But yeah, let's take a look here. No, it says they're good on water. They probably could use a little bit more water and maybe a little bit more land too. We might have to extend this. Okay, I'm down for that. We need more soil and rock and everything, of course. Okay, I'm gonna edit this real quick. Give me 1 second. I think we can make this a bit better. So I've made it a little bit deeper, and I also made it a little bit bigger. That's what the chicks dig, is bigger and deeper. So we've got kind of like a full walk around area here. And then we've also got, I'm kind of starting to make a little secondary beach here. We're gonna have this kind of, so it's like another little beach, which I already just said. So yeah, we're gonna put the water in here, maybe like so. No, that's a little too high. Let's go one under that, just like that. So this way, I mean, they have areas to kind of hang out and do their thing pretty much all over. So let's reduce the intensity on this. Kind of smooth this out a little bit, flatten it to the surface. Sometimes this thing acts a little bit weird. Something like that. So they've got a couple of beaches. They've got a ton of water. Let's see how we're looking here. Did that reduce our water area? We can turn this whole backside here, since nobody's really gonna be looking in there. We can make that all solid brick with no window. So that way, if they wanna come back to this back area and they don't want people to see them and they just kinda want a little spot to hang out, then that's gonna be a good spot for them. Let's kind of fix this up just a little bit. Boom, there it is. All right, let's throw some water in this beast. That's too much. Probably something like that, I feel like, is pretty solid. So let's see how you're feeling here from a terrain perspective. More than enough land and more than enough water. We're very happy with that. So that makes me very happy. Looks like we've got our mechanic working on the water treatment facility over here, which is obviously gonna be important. And here we go. Hippo number 2. This is gonna be the big boy. He doesn't actually look that much bigger than her. Hopefully there's a bright future ahead with these two. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna set, let's set Oscar onto our hippopotamuses. Hippopotami, how do you say it? I'm not sure. And let's see what else they need. So we need more soil, rock, and less sand. All right, we could use a little bit more grass as well. So I'm gonna bring out our terrain tool here, and we're gonna get to work. So I'm gonna put a ton of soil in through here. Looks pretty good. And then I'm thinking maybe we can make this a long grass area over here that kind of fades into a short grass area and then fades into more soil. So that looks pretty solid. We definitely want more rock, and rock, we can just kind of do the entire, oh, no. We can do this as a little rock beach. How do you guys feel about that? I was gonna say we could put rock underneath the water, but they don't really like that. Boom. All right, we took care of it. I think I'm gonna have rock extend all the way over here, and then it's gonna move into the soil. Nice. And I think let's grab the grass and let's reduce the intensity, and that way we can kind of have it fade nicely. So that I feel like that looks pretty good. All right, beautiful. So that's solid. They're gonna want some hard shelter. I wonder if we could set up a little. We could make this into a cave. That would actually be dope. That's exactly what we're gonna do, is we're gonna make this little beach area over here a cave. So we're gonna have that, and then in terms of coverage and everything else, I mean, they're pretty simple animals. They need the hard shelter, they need more enrichment, and that's about it. So let me take a look. We're doing research already, obviously, but for enrichment, we could put a little skittle over here. We could put a rubbing pillar maybe over in front of the people. Could be kind of interesting. Where are we gonna put it? I guess we could put it like right here. We could put a barrel feeder over here, just like that. Maybe a little sprinkler over in the corner. How are we looking here? Enrichment's already up to 100%, so we're looking pretty good. We just need to add the fine details, ladies and gentlemen, and ooh, many tickets think the guests are, or the many guests think the tickets are underpriced. I'm gonna say let's bump it to 18 and 9. Looks good to me. Kind of an expensive zoo. Like when you're talking to bring a family of 4, and it's like $50. I mean, I guess that's probably not too bad. But look at these big honka chunks. You are beautiful. And I love you. And you're bringing tons of people into the zoo. How are we looking right now? We've got 1,200 people in the zoo. That's pretty dang solid, dude. All right, here we go. So while these water logs are just kind of floating around down in the bottom of the depths here, which by the way, we do probably want to add some aquatic life and stuff down in here to make it a little more interesting for them. We are going to start building their cave. That's the most important thing right now. Oh, look at this. They love each other. Let me see what we're working with. So they like a Jimsbach is pregnant. That's exciting. They like aquatic and grassland in Africa. So we're gonna look for the right type of rocks. Honestly, let's just search rock. I know what rock I want. I want the gray rocks. Taiga, tropical, tundra. Shoot, which one do we want? No, I'm gonna go tundra. I like the tundra ones. So we're gonna set up a very cool cave for them to hang out in. It's gonna take a minute to put together, but it's gonna be well worth it, and they're gonna absolutely love it. Bam! What do you guys think about that? That looks like a pretty dope hippo hangout, if you ask me. I am a little bit worried about the head clearance, but I guess we'll find out. Let's hit play here so it'll update. These guys are just hanging out underwater. It's hard to be able to see them. Insufficient space for the hard shelter. That's what I was a little bit worried about. Okay, so I'm thinking we probably want to reduce this a little bit. I think we make this a little more gradual so that we can keep the top a little lower is kind of my thought process here. So we'll keep it a little lower like that, and then we might be able to expand it out a bit more. Let's get, oh shoot, we're not gonna be able to put water in here. It's saying that they've escaped somehow. I'm not sure how or why. You know what I mean? Like there's no holes in this. There's no way they would have gotten out. But we need to move them to be able to put the water back in, and then I think we need to expand this a little bit more. But overall, I feel like we're on the right track. There we go, baby. Habitat's at 100. Everybody's happy. Everything's looking good. We got that taken care of. The roof is a little bit low, I'll be honest, but it's a pretty good looking area. So we could come in here. We can grab some of this bedding, and we can kind of lay this out like so. Kind of get the whole thing taken care of. Kind of set it up like that, and then I guess we could take some more of these rocks and just kind of finish this up on the back side. Make sure that you can't see any of the exposed walls. So gonna make it look all nice and pretty, and we're done with that. Something like that. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I like it, dude. We could use maybe one more rock over here to kind of finish this little part up. Something like that. But I feel like that's a nice little love grotto. You know what I mean? They're gonna make some babies in there, and it's gonna be a good time. So overall, the happiness factor is pretty high. You guys can see we're at 87% welfare. More offspring on the way from more Jimsbach. That's exciting. Really, the only thing is social. Too few adults and juveniles in the social group. Technically, let me see what we're working with here. Let's see what they like. They like a minimum of 3. 1 male with up to 29 females. That is insane. So let me take a look at our market here. If we could get another hippo, I'd be down to get another one. I think we have more than enough space to make that work. We need a female, and we want one with good genes. Here we go. High fertility. I'm down for it. All right, boom. It's that easy. 3,500 bucks in your pocket. You can buy yourself a hippopotamus. I wish that was real life, because I would consider it if I actually had a zoo and a place to take care of it. But still, that's crazy that they only cost that much. So, yeah, that's going to bring our social up. This is going to be pretty much a 100% animal. I'm gonna come in here. Let's take a look at. I'm gonna say let's take a look at aquatic themes. There's actually nothing aquatic in here. What in the world? What are you talking about? They don't have anything aquatic. I wanted to get some some lily pads or something. Let me see. Do we have lily pads? No. What are they called? These things, water lilies. See, like, I want to pretty this up a little bit. I realize that this isn't necessarily where the hippos are from, but I just feel like the habitat is really boring without it. So I'm gonna try putting some of these around. We may add some reeds and some plants and stuff. Where are these guys? What do they actually like? Space issues. They want more land area. Shoot. Bam! We're looking a little bit better here. Okay, so I have fully, completely made this thing exactly what they want. You guys can see if we take a look at their needs, we're up to a 95% welfare. We needed a slightly bigger hard shelter because there's 3 of them now, so we expanded that a little bit. We made the water a little bit bigger. We kind of fixed up the land a little bit, evened out this beach a little bit more. Overall, things are looking really, really good. And now it's time to put on the finishing touches. So they don't really like a lot of plants and stuff. I've got our nature up here. Africa, grassland, and aquatic. I mean, we're gonna be able to do some stuff, but honestly, really not a lot. We can throw some reeds in here, so I'm thinking maybe make like a little reed section over here next to their home. You might want to swim around in that a little bit, I guess. I don't know. Looks like we've got some vet research that's being completed. Got a few different types of trees that we can end up putting in here. We could, I mean, this is kind of cool. We could put a baobab tree in there. We're up to 10% coverage already, so that's kind of where we struggle a little bit with these guys. Is it gets very covered very quickly. We're up to 15% with that. I'm thinking let's put some little flowers around this baobab just to give it a bit of color. That looks solid there. We could put more of these daisies around. We could put more reeds in. Could put a little reed section right in here. Looks kind of cool. The problem is this is kind of blocking the view of the people from the sidewalk, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe the animals like to have a little bit of privacy. So yeah, I feel like that's a good looking little reed section there. We're up to 17%. We've got some elephant grass. Maybe ooh, shoot, we've got more offspring coming. This has been crazy. Maybe we could put some elephant grass back here. Maybe they want to go mess around in that a little bit. I know it's hanging through the wall, but I don't think we're gonna put another habitat on the other side of this. So I mean, that's gonna bring us up to 17%. I'm trying to see what else. We could throw some rocks and stuff down in the bottom of the what's it called, but I feel like that's not really necessary, like in the bottom of the river. We don't have an underwater viewing platform here, so people aren't even gonna be able to see it. Like, we could put them down there, but nobody's ever actually gonna notice. They're pretty simple animals is the problem. Like, they really don't ask for much. You guys, oh shoot, we need a little bit more hard shelter. Putting that tree next to it ruined it, I think. Or maybe the reeds. I'm not sure. We'll have to expand that a little bit. But yeah, they're simple animals. They don't really need a whole lot. They just kind of need a few toys, as you guys can see. They need places to eat. And wow, that is a heavy spray, my man. Holy goodness gracious, what did you eat? Man, that was crazy. But yeah, they like to lounge on the sand and in the rocks, and they like to swim around and just kind of float. Like they're kind of a lazy animal. So it's kind of a lazy habitat. I wouldn't call it lazy. Like I think it looks good. We could actually probably make these no windows as well. So I'm going to take the windows off of these. But yeah, I think the habitat looks good. It's just there's not a lot to it because you don't really need a lot. It's not quite as intense as some of these that we made over here, which I'm still pretty proud of. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I feel like it turned out pretty well. I'm happy with it. Obviously, the guests are happy. We're up to a 1437. The money is rolling in. It's all looking pretty good. We've got offspring on the way. If we take a look at all of our animals, I mean, everybody should be happy. Everything's solid, honestly. We just got to do a little bit more research. We're going to increase the quality of the food for these guys as we get more research, and that's about all we can do for now. So there you guys have it. Honestly, like, looking at the zoo from this perspective is crazy. Look at that, man. Look at all the people. Look at all the animals. We've made this from nothing. That's honestly really, really impressive. I'm happy with how far we've come. Like I said, I think we might add a couple more animals to this thing, but we're kind of nearing that point where we might want to start thinking about moving on. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to catch you guys later. Peace out.